In this video we're going to take a look at the 2018 Materials Technology Wood Ordinary Level Section A. So in question 1 you're shown a particular screw type and you're asked to identify the screw type shown. So it's a round head screw that has a round top on it, hemisphere shaped top. In question 2 there's two tools shown. Tool A is a claw hammer, tool B is a marking gauge. The claw hammer is used to hammer in and remove nails. The claw part removes the nails. The marking gauge is used to draw lines for the bottom of a trench. If you were doing a housing joint or a halving joint, this pin would be used to draw the bottom line for the trench in those joints. In question 3, there are two different types of knots. The top one is a live knot, so describing it, it's light in colour and it's part of the surrounding wood. And a dead knot is dark in colour and it's separate from the surrounding wood, and a lot of times dead knots fall out and leave holes in the wood. In question 4, the bracket shown in the diagram on the right is called an L bracket or a 90-degree bracket, and it's used to join two pieces of wood at 90 degrees. It's not used for shelving. A lot of people say that because it's not able to support a shelf. It's just for joining two pieces together at 90 degrees. Question 5 shows two leaves from two trees, common Irish trees, and you're given a list in the middle here and you're asked to identify which is which. So the one on the left is a horse chestnut and the one on the right is a holly tree. The machine shown in question 6 on the right hand side is called a belt and a disc sander. This part is the belt and this part over here is the disc. In question 7, the sheet of wood being removed from the log is called a veneer. So it's a thin layer, it's about the thickness of paper or cardboard, and the method that this one is being removed is called rotary cutting. So as the log spins round, the blade cuts a thin layer off the log. Question 8. The name of the joint shown in the diagram is called a mortise and tenon joint. That's the tenon part, and the bottom piece is called the mortise piece. The dark coloured wood in the log is called heartwood in the middle, and it just indicated with an arrow there the sapwood area, which is the lighter coloured wood on the outside. Trees can be broken into two groups: trees that lose their leaves in the winter and trees that keep their leaves. Oak loses its leaves in winter and ash loses its leaves in winter. Scots pine, holly and Douglas fir all keep their leaves in winter. Over here you see a piece of plywood, so it's manufactured board, and this particular one is plywood, and you're asked to state an advantage and a disadvantage of it. So an advantage of plywood is that it's available in large sheet. Another advantage would be that it's a strong and stable manufactured board. The disadvantage of large sheets is that they're difficult to handle. A lot of times you need two people to carry them or to move them around. Question 12, the defect shown on the piece of wood on the right hand side, those are called end checks. Sometimes they can be called splits as well. Describe one method of preventing this. So the wood ends can be painted. A lot of times when you see rafters coming onto a site, you'll see that the ends of them are painted red or painted green. And the reason for that is when they're being seasoned, that prevents the ends of the planks or rafters from splitting. Question 13 shows you two items from the lathe. The item at A is called a faceplate and the item from B is called a tool rest. Make sure that you pick one from the list that's given on the right hand side. Two safety precautions to be followed when carrying a chisel in the workshop. Make sure that you hold your piece securely, so if you're doing trench work, make sure the wood is held securely in the vise, and always work away from your body so the chisel is pointing away from you rather than pointing towards you. In question 15, there's an incomplete drawing of a finger joint. It was the sketch that I put in here, I did it in pen. It'd be recommended that you would do it in pencil. And there's 3 fingers on this piece and there's 2 on that, so that they fit into each other. Question 16 shows a plug and you're asked to identify the colours of the live. So the live is beside the fuse and it's brown. The earth is at the top, it's green and yellow, and the neutral is on the left and it's normally blue. I just indicated the fuse as well on the diagram also. Question 17 asks you what electric power tool would be used with the bit shown on the picture here on the right, and that would be a router. That's called a router bit, and the machine that it would be put into is called a router. The graphic on the right shows a designer watch made from wood. List one property that would make wood suitable for a designer watch. So it would be comfortable to wear and also it would be durable. Question 19 shows a special drill bit and you're asked to identify the functions of this particular drill bit. So the first part of the drill bit drills a hole, normally called a pilot hole, for a screw, and up here it drills the countersink for the screw head, so that the screw head will sit nice and flush to the top of the wood. Question 20 shows a fidget spinner made from wood. Select a suitable applied finish. So varnish could be applied to that, lacquer would be another example, and a reason for that there is that it improves the appearance of the object and it also protects it from dirt and so that's the questions for 2018 Ordinary Level.